Alright everybody, come on in, sharpen your pencils, get out your textbooks, and be sure to pack your ghost repellent too, because today we're heading on back to school, but not just any school, Demonschool. And I've got to say, this was not what I was expecting at all. I came in expecting something like, we have Persona at home, but I actually came out a believer. Comparing this game to something like Persona is actually doing it quite a disservice, because it's definitely its own thing. And in today's sponsored video, I do want to tell you all about it, and I definitely do think that's worth the sub as you come on in and join my party and level on up with me by liking and subscribing. It really does help me out a ton. Thank you all so much for that. Also, if at any time any of y'all want to download it and check it out for yourself, please just click the links below in the pinned comment as well as the video description. And now, let's go ahead and all find out, is Demonschool the next great strategy RPG, or is it the kind of class that you'd skip? Let's all find out. Even though I literally just said that it would be a disservice to compare it to Persona, honestly, it's still the easiest thing to compare it to, so just for the sake of brevity and understanding, I'm gonna keep it in. Nowadays, though, whenever people do think of Persona, they think of Persona 3, 4, and 5, but I am here to tell you that Persona 1 and 2, they also existed. And here, with those two games, is really where the influence comes into play. This is a tactical RPG featuring old-school grid-based combat, retro pixel art, cute cutscenes, and a whole bunch of demons who just want to ruin your GPA. At its core, Demonschool is a game about balancing two very different lives. On one hand, you've got Faye, a first-year university student who just so happens to be the last living demon hunter, and she, along with her friends and her mysterious hot teacher, Mr. Vincent. Wait, what? I'm Mr. Vincent! It's Vinkception. Yeah, for real. I taught school for 14 years, and now I'm starring in a game? That's weird. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about Faye and her little friends who have 9 weeks to stop demonic portals from opening on up and the impending apocalypse from destroying the world. But as we all know, little teenage girls can't just focus on the task at hand. They have a social life that they have to take care of too. But if you think that you're gonna be like sitting around drinking coffee, grabbing a burger, watching movies, going to part-time jobs, or just having to like waste your night away studying, think again. You don't have to do any of that boring crap here. Thank God. Demonschool takes place on a small island filled with colorful, quirky characters, as well as the namesake university, and in between fighting off the demon invasion, you're going to be dealing with gangsters, zombies, mysterious side quests, classwork, and club activities. And it is during those times that the social sim aspect takes place. Basically, between each event, you can look at the fast travel screen and see if anything new pops up. If it does, you go there and you check it out. Maybe you need to donate some money at the shrine, or pet a dog, make a wish at the fountain, go shopping, fulfill a side quest, or even help out one of your friends. And doing all this is how you power up, because experience points and levels, they don't exist here. You instead get more powerful by learning and studying and equipping abilities, or just like buying them straight out from the store. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's actually talk about the combat now. The battle system is really unique, and it's definitely what sets it apart from its peers. Yeah, again, it is tactical turn-based, but it almost feels like you're playing Othello or chess rather than like a traditional RPG. Each of the 15 playable characters specialize in particular things. For example, Faye and Destin are your attackers. Namako can debuff and stun enemies as she moves across the field, and Newt is your healer and buffer. And whenever I say that Faye and Destin are your attackers, that's because Namako and Newt literally cannot attack or deal damage. Everyone has their one role to play, and they can all do it well. As you go through the battles, you'll also accumulate special points, which you can use to deal special moves, such as like major heals and buffs or massive damage. At the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you have your AP gauge, and every character's first move requires 1 AP. Then if that character moves again, it's 2 AP, and if they move again, it's 3 AP, and so on and so forth. So you spend your planning phase figuring out who's going to be doing what and setting it all up perfectly, and then you activate it and you watch it all play out. And also, just kind of like chess, your characters can only move in cardinal directions or in diagonal directions. They can't move wherever they want to, so you really have to like space them out and play with them in order to defeat all the demons properly. But here's the kicker. The demons will just keep coming and coming and coming out from the portals in like a never-ending waves. So the battles won't end when you kill them all. They'll only end whenever you defeat the prescribed number of demons that you have to, which is listed in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And then once you do so, you then move your characters over to the opposite end of the battlefield and seal all the remaining demons away. At the end of the fight, you're then graded upon how well you did, how many demons you killed off, and how quickly you did so. But again, you don't get any experience points, you only get currency for this. And then there are different ways to die. You can die, of course, by losing all of your HP and having all of your characters die, or just as you win the battles by going over to their side of the field, if the enemies get on over to your side of the field and then break your barrier, that's an instant game over as well. However, autosave is implemented here, so it's not that bad. And if you do have trouble with the battle system, you can turn on like an invincibility mode at any time. So you're constantly thinking ahead, setting up your combos, lining up attacks so enemies get like bounced around between the teammates like demonic pinballs, and then making sure that you also don't leave yourself open for attacks. It's fast, snappy, and way less bogged down by menus than most strategy RPGs. And honestly, once you do get into the groove, it feels amazing. I was overwhelmed by it at first, and I didn't think that I was going to like it, but the more I played with it and the more I practiced, the more I really enjoyed it. Here's the kicker though. There's no random battles either. Every fight is handcrafted, with its own little trick or gimmick. You know how sometimes in tactical RPGs you kind of get stuck grinding on the same slimes for an hour? Yeah, there's none of that here. Demonschool wants every encounter to feel like a brain teaser, which keeps the pace tight and addictive. But of course, again, this game isn't just about combat. Between all the demon slayings, you're still a student, and that means juggling your daily schedule. But it's so stripped down and streamlined from like the normal Persona bloat. You don't have to worry about exams or stat grinding for hours just to get your charm high enough to talk to the little girl at the bookstore. Instead, the activities here give your party new abilities, new bonuses in combat, or even unlock side quests. It keeps the social side breezy, so you can focus on actually building up your relationships and getting bigger and stronger, instead of, cramming for some fake math test at 2 a.m. And the cast is surprisingly likable, and with over 15 of them to befriend, that is saying a lot. Each character does feel distinct, and they all get proper arcs without overstaying their welcome. Visually, the game nails the aesthetic. Well, you might think the story is overly dark and depressing considering it's about, demons and the apocalypse. It's not. It's actually pretty upbeat and fun. So if you come in here expecting some sort of SMT level philosophical breakdown of morality and existence and God, you're not getting that here. It's more like the level of Scooby-Doo meets Get Smart, which is right up my alley. So what's the final grade for Demonschool? Honestly, I'm impressed. It takes the familiar Persona framework, mixes in some indie puzzle tactics, and creates something fresh and stylish that does not waste your time. The combat is clever, the characters are fun, and the presentation is just dripping with personality. So if you're looking for a fun, tight way to spend some time on a rainy day, this is an easy recommendation. So do be sure to click on the links below and check it out for yourself. I'm sure that you won't regret it. But now, I do want to hear all of your thoughts in the comments. And if you are new here, don't forget to help me level up and join my party by subscribing. We've got plenty more RPG reviews, news, retrospectives, and rants along the way. Until next time, don't skip class, and have a good day.